This is Terry from Fabric Junction in Sturgis, South Dakota. Today I'm going to show you how to make flying geese using three very different techniques. One of them is the most common, which is the one I'll show you first. The second one was developed by Eleanor Burns, and then the third one is another technique that I've come across in a variety of patterns. We'll start with the first one. The other thing is these will actually all turn out to be the same size, which is a 2 by 4 inch finished geese. I'm going to start with two 2.5 inch squares and a 2.5 by 4.5 rectangle. The squares, I marked a diagonal line corner to corner, and that's going to be my stitch line. So I place it on the top, and I like to sew from the center out so that this part doesn't get bogged down. So we will get started. Okay, once it's sewn, trim. We need to press that. And then we're going to do the other side. Line it up. Lined up in there, okay. Trim, press it open. So now you have your flying geese number 1. Okay, the second one, we start with 2 squares, one smaller than the other. My small square is 5.5. My larger square is 7. And this one, you are going to draw a line, and I use my seam guide from point to point on each side, because we're going to sew on each side of that line. I line it up kind of in the center, and we're only going to stitch right where I have drawn my lines. Go. Get to the end. Quick turn. Now if you want, you can use your rotary cutter to cut it. You can use your scissors, but you're going to cut point to point. Oh, there we go. And we're going to press. And we're going to draw another line, 2 lines again, that we're going to use to stitch. Once again, line it up point to point, draw your line, and you only need to do it on one set as a guide. And then we're going to take opposite sides and just put them together. Push one to the, whoop, not push together, excuse me. I get used to lining up, pushing them together. I want it to look like this. This is the look I'm going for. So you kind of line up the points. You'll have a big gap in the middle where your 2 seams don't line up. Okay. cut it off. Just give yourself enough room to get it turned around. Okay. Now let's hope I remembered right. Because when we open it up, it should look like a funky hourglass, is the way I remember. Okay, take your funky hourglass, your mix match, because your seams aren't matching, and press it. And then the last step is use the Eleanor Burns geese tool. This one makes the 2x4, it also makes a 1x2. And you're going to line it up, I'll turn it your way so you can see it. You're going to line it up on the point and the angles. Actually, yes. Yes. I want to do it this way. Otherwise I was thinking I could separate them. I got to turn it just a little bit so I can do my first. Hold it. I generally don't separate mine on the first because sometimes I tend not to get it separated to where I have enough to cut. And I should have grabbed my turntable. If you have a turntable, it makes this a little bit easier because I don't have to lift all the time or move it and redo it. And I walked away without my turntable. There you go. And then you would do the same, and you would end up making 4 flying geese at one time. Now we'll move on to the third technique. Again, different. This one here, you need 4 squares, 3 1/8, and a large square, 5 1/2. And what you're going to do, again, mark them using your seam marker, because we're going to sew both on the left and the right of the center. But this time, you take the little ones and you line them up, and because of the direction I'm sewing the first time, I like that one on the bottom and the other one on the top, and we're going to sew the smaller squares on top of the larger one. I did it that way because then they stay laying down where I want them. Now from this angle, this one is going to want to jump up. Well, one side holds it down, I can hold the other side. It's not going to move. So we're going to sew. We're going to get close, make sure it's down. There we go. We'll get to the end. So this one is similar, but yet just different enough. And it too will make 4 geese when we're done. So you split it, and now we're going to press. And it looks like a heart. That's what we're going for. So we want it to look like a heart. So now we have 2 more squares, and we're going to put them on the other side. So line them up. And I go right to the edge. I grab my other one. I'm just going to slid just slightly. There we go. I do them both. I turn my stack and go back the other way. separate them. I'm going to cut them. And I'll press. Let's go this way. And as you can see, we've made our geese. Now the last step is just to square them up. And in this case, I go back to my flying geese ruler that I have. I line up my lines, and now I can square them up. And like I said, I wished I had grabbed my rotary mat, so I wouldn't have had to shift it so much. But either way, there we go. Now we have 3 flying geese, all the same size, made with 3 very distinctive techniques. So I hope this video has been informative for you. Thank you again for watching. Check out our website. We do carry all the tools that you've seen me use on our site and in our store. And if you get a chance, check out our other YouTube videos, our blog, our Facebook, and do stop in and say hi. Thank you again for watching.